What's going on, guys, and welcome to another one of my Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn podcast videos. And I gotta apologize right up front. It's been a while since I did one of these things, at least a couple weeks worth, I'd say, give or take. So I do apologize for that. I've been so busy with work throughout the week, and I've just been addicted to playing the beta throughout the weekend, like practically non-stop when I get the chance. So that's why I haven't been doing videos past couple weekends. So I'm gonna try and keep them up as best I can and get us a lot of what was going on the past couple weeks, what I did not cover until now. So I'm gonna start off with by saying that our server has been picked. So we actually did transfer to Excalibur, so we did go through with it. So for anyone that did not do their server transfer yet, that has a pre-existing character from 1.0. If you're still interested in joining our server, it's about I think it's three, yeah, it's 3-star now, Excalibur. So what that means is the next star level means it's filled up. So our old server, which is funny, Riddle, it went from a 2-star to a 1-star. Like, it's a fucking ghost town now since everyone left, because like almost like all the population of NA and European and every other zone besides Japan have just up and left that server because of all the talks that have been going around with all the major Linkshells and people and friends and stuff. So the majority of us are going to Excalibur, and we put our transfers in. We got all our Linkshell members over that were actually present and on and keeping communication with us. And of course, people that didn't, well, they either went somewhere else or they're still on Riddle. So I just wanted to throw that out there at the beginning of this video, so you have to watch like however long this video ends up being and finding out the answers. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know, and I'll try and help you out. So moving on to the most obvious thing you're looking at here, you're probably saying, what the hell is this? What am I looking at? This is the new Lodestone. Now this is the old Lodestone. This is what we had since the very beginning of the original Final Fantasy XIV. We had this for 3 years. More or less. So we're finally getting an upgraded version. Now this is what the layout looks like of the original Lodestone. Okay, lots of tabs on the left. Pretty nice setup. I liked it. And then here's the new one. It's got like your character profile up at the top and the right. It's got the forums now you could just click on, whereas right here the forums would take you to like a new tab. It has the playing guide, which I'm guessing is like a manual or something. The community, which has blogs and all that, which is also on here. You see the blog section on the right-hand side. And then you got various links and stuff, just like on the original. And then you see the updates here. You can go by topics, you can go by the notices only, you can go by updates to the game itself. So you can see the 27th is when the game was updated, which I think is when the Phase 3 went live, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure about that. Obviously maintenance, here's server status. You can check the server status here, which has not been on the original. And if it was, I don't remember if it was on the original Lodestone, but if it was on there, it was a piece of shit. This one's way better. Like, it's right up to date. It lets you know if it's online or offline, and you can tell because if this little Dalamud icon thingy on the server status bar is red, it's offline. If it's green, it's online. So if you've been playing beta, you already know the story with that. So we're going to get to the letter and the producer in a second. I just want to walk you through a little bit more with the Lodestone, so hopefully I don't forget about this. But anyway, what you're looking at here, you're probably noticing my my character. So I'm going to actually enter my page for Jerbird Leone. So this is my main character. They actually ported him over. You can see all my details here for my character. So feel free to spam the living shit out of me and add me on here if you want. I don't know if you're into that. I guess you can add me on here if you're curious. Here's my levels and stuff. It keeps track of your friend activity. Just like basically a whole bunch of shit it keeps track of. It's just pretty insane. And if we jump back to the original on my site for the Lodestone, see if I go to profile, okay, you'll see the same thing again, right here. So you get like the basic information of your character. This one looks a little bit nicer, but this one definitely has way more information, much easier to navigate. This one just has like all the stats of the latest gear set that you had equipped, which the original did not have. Not by any means, because as you can see, there's nothing down here but my levels and like that's it basically. And then you can see who's following you and who you're following and blah blah blah. And then the blogs and all that shit. So you come back here and you can't click on it yet. Because I think in the future, if you click on these items, they'll bring you to like a database of how to craft them and all that stuff. But right now, they basically just show you like the stats and the pictures on them and all that good stuff. So yeah, this is probably like the coolest feature by far. Just being able to see your character in the last gear set they were wearing. And by the way, this is like what I had left off from my minor and 1.0. It's a little bit mixed match. I got to update it because obviously all the stats and gears have been changed around. You can see all the minions that you've purchased, all the levels that you've obtained in beta. Obviously it's a port of my pre-existing character, so it's the same one for one, all the same stats. So yeah, it's really, really awesome. And if you do comments too, you can actually have your character, as long as he's not wearing a mask or anything, you can actually choose like a different emote for like the comment that you're going to leave on someone's blog, which is pretty neat. So if I go to Galu's, maybe I can find a blog post with him on it or something. I don't know, he doesn't have any. By the way, that's my Linkshell leader I just clicked on. Yeah, they changed it around a little bit, but I forgot where the... Because you can see this is the community wall. This is just standard members and stuff. I don't know any of them. Then here's recent activity for people I'm following. Then here's my friend activity. Now I think if I go, well, by the way, this is my free company stuff right here. This lists the server you're on, the free company's name. You can see the information on it and stuff, when it was formed, how many members. You can see all the achievement history from 1.0, link shells and shit. Eorzea's Grinders, by the way, is a funny story behind that, but I'll just basically briefly explain that. That was my original link shell that I had for way back when the game first came out, but I always kept it. I never got rid of it. And then Grade 6 is obviously my main one that I use all the time. So yeah, I think that's going to cover it for the new Lodestone. I just wanted to show you guys that. So yeah, it's really, really neat. And then you can stick this on Guildworks now, which is awesome too. You can link it to there. So yeah, they're still messing around with it. It's still in beta phase, I believe. Beta version, as you can see. So yeah, pretty cool. And this is the old one, the old Lodestone. So I am going to kind of miss it, but I do really like the new one a lot more. It's so much better. And then here's all my icons from the seasonal events you can see here. But anyway, oh yeah, and the new letter from the producer box looks so much better too with the Moogle. Alright, so yeah, that's the Lodestone section. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Alright, so jumping in, the letter from the producer that just came out. So you can find the link here. You can actually find comments from people cheering Yoshi P on and sharing their thoughts and stuff. And here is the link to the current Lodestone. Alright, so this is letter from the producer 47, I believe. July 2nd, 2013. Hello again to all you eagerly awaiting Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. Yoshi P here, bringing you the 47th letter from the producer. I hope everyone's been accepted into the beta, or I hope everyone has been accepted into the beta has been enjoying themselves so far. Got my words mixed up there. The team is carefully reading over all your feedback, verifying and squashing urgent bugs. We've received many critical reports for the PlayStation 3 version in particular, and they've all been resolved without incident. Now that we're halfway through Phase 3, all that's left is to stress test the Duty Finder, and to monitor server stability over a long period. So, just basically summarizing that first sentence up, what he means by monitoring the server stability over a long period, I believe now don't go crazy, but depending on when you're watching this video, this is before the weekend when, you can even see my calendar down here. This is before where the next beta test occurs for July. So there's no end date listed currently for the next beta test that's coming up on Friday at 5 a.m. So it leads people to believe that this is the first time they're doing the whole week-long 24/7 beta testing, or at least an extended beta test, like we can at least say, where they're going to be leaving it open for a longer period of time, possibly throughout the whole week, starting from the weekend. to see like how well the servers hold up. So I think that's what he means in his letter from the producer. So anyway, going back to where we left off, it won't be long until Phase 4, Early Access, and the big day arrive, so the team is really giving it their all. It's been hectic preparing for release, but I've managed to sneak in a little anonymous game time during Phase 3 as well. And by the way, I did see Yoshi P in game with me and a couple of my friends, which is pretty neat. He was actually playing on a Lalafell, and he was sitting in ul'dah on the steps that lead up to the Makote dancers in the center. So that was pretty cool. And I think I got some screenshots too I can share later of that, but oh man, that was pretty nuts. Second time I actually met Yoshi P in game was the second time. First time was in alpha. Anyway, where did I leave off? Wow, I actually lost my place. Here we go. This past weekend, I've been playing as a conjurer, partying with random players to collect gear from the dungeons. No matter how many runs I did, though, not a single robe dropped. But then, on my last run, the robe I've been waiting for finally appeared in the loot list. Needless to say, I lotted on it right away. But then the Thaumaturge lotted and won by 2 points. It was all I could do to type congrats, while biting back my tears. Anyway, let's put those unfortunate events behind us. Now that the latest testing period has ended, I'll be heading to Paris for this year's Japan Expo. Not only will I be giving a presentation on Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, but I'll also be doing interviews with a number of media outlets. My schedule is looking more hectic by the minute. As producer and director, things will only get tougher from here on out. As much as I hate riding those metallic nightmares they call airplanes, I think I can muster up the courage if it means meeting all of our fans in Europe. That's not to say our North American and Japanese fans aren't important too. And with that, I'm off to Europe. See you soon. So, looks like there's going to be more media coverage and articles for the European fan base and media outlets. So, you can look forward to that coming possibly next week, I would say. Because it was just released yesterday. So, yeah, you can look forward to that coming up soon. Okay, so that ends the Lodestone and the letter from the producer stuff. We're actually going to go over to the promo site now. So, moving on along here, you can see the duty section was updated and added to the promo site for 14. They have quest section, they have the fate section, the instance dungeons, and the guild test. So, I actually did get to try out guild test on the last beta phase, and they're actually pretty cool. I like them a lot. They still need some tweaks and stuff for getting people into them more, because it's a little, I think they can actually push you a little bit more into them than it has it currently set at. But they're really cool. They're very varied. They have different objectives. They're not all like copy-pasted the same thing. So I like that. It was pretty neat. There was like capturing an Adamantoise one, and there was like ones where you got to go after a bandit leader, and you got to go through all the soldiers, but you have to kill like the healers because they'll heal the men. The scouting parties will find you. So if you go after the boss, skipping all his men, he'll whistle for his backup, and then you get like slaughtered. So you had to go through and like stealth kill them all and stuff. So it's a lot of variety. It's like tactics and stuff. You know, it's not just straight up killing, but you have to use like strategies and things like that. So it's pretty cool. I like the guild test, and holy shit, I'll tell you right now. And I'll mention this again in the future when I do like a special video or something for this sort of topic, but if anyone's wondering like a really good way to level up besides Fates, I highly, highly, highly recommend grabbing 3 other people and doing these fucking guild tests, man. Don't repeatedly do them, but just do them once each, and I think there's like 10 of them or something like that, give or take. And the reason I say that is they give you a huge freaking XP bonus for the first time completion. The second time you do it to replay it, you don't get as much, but you still get a decent amount if you do the higher level ones, like in the 30s and stuff. But you get like almost 20k for like the level 30 guild test when you do the first time completion. It's pretty nuts. So and they're pretty easy too. Like they're not really like, I mean, they require strategy. I mean, you will die if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have like a good team, but they're not like nail biting hard. So it's very easy to jump in with some friends and get them done if you got the right strategy. And you can do that along Fates too. So if you want to take a break from Fates, I highly recommend doing the guild test at least once. Okay, so that was the guild test section. So let me show you the dungeon section that they have here. They have the Tamtara Deepcroft, which is in the Black Shroud if you start in Gridania. That's the first one you head to. Then there's Cesta, which I like to call Cesta. It's Cesta. Welcome to Cesta. Oh, guys, you want to do a dungeon? Let's go to Cesta. Let's go to Cesta. Let's go to Cesta. I just love the name of it. It's like Cesta. Cesta. So anyway, that's Cesta. Sorry, I'm acting like a fucking retard, but Cesta is pretty cool. It reminds me so much of Cassiopeia Hollows from the original 14 and a mixture of Mistbeard Cove, like where this basically looked like something ripped out of Mistbeard Cove or Shipashe. This is like screaming Mistbeard Cove. This is like a section of Mistbeard that was never open to the public, except for one like special event, but that was it. And you can see the Sahajan flags in the background with the little spikes. They kind of look like fans on the right-hand side. And you fight like a Sahajan boss here. It's pretty cool. So I like that dungeon. Copperbell Mines was pretty cool, man. Like, I'm sure all of you played it already, so I guess I can sort of spoil it for people that have been playing the beta. But there's like this. Basically, if you've seen the movie Flubber, or if you played like Clay Fighter and you know like the Blob, there's like this giant green fucking puddle thing. It's not a flan, but it's just like a big freaking flubber thing that you have to fight, and you can't kill it. You have to use like explosions from the bombs and stuff. Like a bomb will appear, like an actual enemy bomb, and it'll float around trying to attack you, and you gotta like wait for it to do its explosion ability, and a circle will appear on the ground, and you gotta get the hell out of the circle, but you gotta make sure the tank has the blob thing, like the flubber guy, right where the bomb's about to explode. And then what happens is when the bomb blows up, he blows into pieces the flubber dude, and then you gotta like fight the little ones too. So the tank has to hold hate. You gotta get the bomb to blow that up, and they blow up into littler pieces. And eventually, you get them down to they're so tiny that you can kill them and stomp them and stuff. So Copperbell was pretty cool for that. Plus, they have the Gigas, which they call like Hecaton chairs or something in this game, but they're basically the Gigas from Final Fantasy XI, if you remember them. And they're like prominent throughout the Copperbell mine. So if you want to check them out and you haven't been to Copperbell yet, I highly recommend it. And you're gonna have to go in anyway when you do the main storyline, so, because actually they make you go to Cesta first, then Copperbell, and then you go to, what was the other one? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Cesta, then Tamtara, then Copperbell. And then Hake Manor, what we got to try in Beta Phase 2. I haven't played it in Phase 3, so I don't know what the change that they've done to it yet. This is also in the Black Shroud. Copperbell was in Thanalan, obviously, and then Cesta was in Leonesaurus. So this is kind of like a haunted house type of level, which is really neat. They got the succubus in here as one of the bosses. They got like keys you got to collect, like Resident Evil style, to open doors and shit. It's really cool. And this is actually the bedroom. You can see the bed in the background. This is where you fight the succubus. And here's like the cellar where you got to fight like skeletons and stuff. It's pretty neat. Haltali was also pretty cool too. There was a new enemy in there, like a cobra or something, and I think it was ripped from Final Fantasy XII. Even though I haven't played it, it looks like it would be something out of there. Because my friend actually, who played 12, pointed out to me that there's like 2 mobs in the game that he spotted that for basically copy and pasted from Final Fantasy XII, which he thought was pretty cool, seeing him in HD. Which is the Death Gaze and this bird thing, which I can't remember the name of, but I have a screenshot. I'll probably show you it later if I can find it. So yeah, that's Haltali. And then Brayflox's Longstop was hands down my favorite dungeon in the beta. It's so fucking awesome because usually dungeons, ever since going back to the original 14, dungeons have been like inside, claustrophobic, cave-dwelling, under-the-ground type bullshit. And this was the first dungeon that, at least as long as my memory's not like failing me or anything, this is the first dungeon where it's outside, which I thought was a nice change of pace. It was nicely designed. It had a cool like little mini episodic story to it where like you're in a goblin village in the jungles of Leonesaurus, and the goblins are like they're seeking your help, and the goblins fight alongside you against the monsters, which is pretty cool. They give you keys, they give you treasure chests for like new gear if you save them. If they die and the enemies kill them, then obviously you're not getting a treasure coffer. But it was pretty cool. The enemies were in there. The dragon you can obviously see there was a lot of fun to fight. I still think they should make them a little bit more challenging, but it was still a really great dungeon experience overall. Here's the part where the goblin runs ahead and he fights the bias right here. And you have to like save them, and he gives you a treasure chest. And here's the goblin houses and stuff. And then here's the dragon's lair where you fight the giant dragon at the end, which is pretty neat. And I'll show you some screenshots of that later, of me doing like the limit break and stuff. So that is the dungeon set part. And then here's the fates. Obviously, you've all seen these before. It just goes over like how the fate system works. You could, I'm not going to dwell on this, but you guys can check it out. I'll have the links in the description. And then here's the quest. This is basically the standard quest that you get throughout the game. You get main story quests, you get class quests, you get job quests, you get side quests, you get tons of fucking quests out the ass. So there's plenty to go around. And as you level up, more quests appear. And as you complete quests, more quests appear. So tons of quests, no shortage, and they constantly add more and more like each update, which is really cool. So anyway, oh wow, it's actually pretty cool armor, by the way. I don't think I saw that before. It looks like the heavy dark steel without the helmet. Anyway, that's going to be it for the promo section. I just wanted to show you off that new section that they added to the site, so you guys can check that out in the info box if you want to read up on it more. And now we're going to head over to the forums. Ooh, watch out. This place is scary. There's some serious shit behind these curtains, kids. Don't go on that new post button. You know you don't want to do it. That general section will fuck you up. Anyway, we're going to avoid that for right now because I don't want to, like, blow anybody's computer monitors away from the sheer amount of wonderful comments that bear fruit in there. So what I want to do instead is I want to take you down to the awesome, most kick-ass part of the beta forums and the regular forums is the dev tracker. So since it's okay to share information with you guys publicly, along with screenshots, I'm going to share with you some of the things that the devs have been saying that they're working on in the beta, in case any of you guys haven't been keeping up to date. So I'm not going to go through all of them. Basically, I'll just skim through them, but I'll go over the more interesting ones. So like this one's like costume tab. So I guess Hivener's in here, and he's talking about like if people can have a tab to switch to like a normal type of clothing when they enter a city instead of wearing their armor all the time. They said that basically it's kind of like a gear set, but for like standard regular clothing and stuff. That's not going to be at launch or in any of the betas, but it's going to be like in 2.1, which is basically the first major patch, and it says onwards after that as well. So that's what that stuff is basically about. Then it says gear sets rehash in phase 3, which I'm not exactly sure. Oh, this is like if you want to update your gear set list with like if you create a gear set with the armor and the accessories, but you switch it up a bit and you forget to hit the button and you switch to another class and then you switch back, it doesn't update. Well, now they have this. They were going to make it easier for people regarding gear sets. So that's what that is. Question regarding NMs. There's going to be achievements again for certain specific NMs that are in Fates, because basically NMs are only found in Fates now. They're not roaming around like they were in 11 and the original 14. So, and they're still a lot of fun, though. Like, it's not as bad as people are making them out to be. Even though I kind of do miss the old 14 NMs and stuff, but this new system is pretty cool. I dig it. Here's another important one, actually, is understanding your class better. So he says, to better explain the role of each class in a party setting, and to better familiarize adventurers with how each class functions, we will be making overall adjustments to the game, which includes a stronger push into guild tests and adjustments to the class quest, which is what I was saying earlier about pushing people into the guild tests more, because I felt like as me playing the main story, I wasn't really pushed into doing leave quests and guild tests at all. It like briskly brought it up to me throughout the story. I think like my caretaker in my starting city told me about them, but they don't really push you in that direction or encourage you, because I think people will miss the guild tests. I have a feeling that there's going to be some people that skip over them and don't even really like realize that they're there. So it's good that they're noticing that they're going to push people into it more by somehow working it into the narrative or something. I don't know what they plan on doing, but it sounds good though. Here's bounty wanted crap. I'm not going to really read that. Here's another one. Please distinguish one's debuffs from others. So they said they're going to be making a ways to tell your debuffs from other people's debuffs, because it gets confusing because there's like 7 of the same debuffs on a friggin' enemy and you have no idea which one's yours. So you're looking at all these countdowns, you're just spamming it. So that's cool that they're going to have like a differentiator. So I think it's like maybe yours is going to be a different highlighted color, and then other player characters are going to be like a different color, so it's easier to color code and tell them apart. And then here's another one for NA in Europe regarding SLI. It says, regarding the recently announced GeForce 320.49 driver, which I did not download yet. It's a beta driver. I'm still on the previous one, which is the graphics driver from NVIDIA. We have confirmed that Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn will show up as an SLI-compatible game, which you can find in NVIDIA control panel, then 3D settings, and then manage 3D settings. However, please note that we have not yet made the necessary adjustments on the program side to make the game compatible with SLI. Please be patient as we plan to have this ready by the official launch. So, if anyone didn't really get that, if you're worried about SLI, it's going to be there at launch. They're working on it. It might show up in your NVIDIA thing, but they said it's not currently fully optimized and working alongside the game. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you run SLI, wait until launch. It's all going to be ready by then. And same thing with AMD users. So even though it's not mentioned here, I can vouch for you by saying that they did mention in the past that both AMD Crossfire and NVIDIA SLI will be available at launch for 14. Okay, so that ends the forum section. I'm not going to get into any of this. All I'm going to say for people that did not watch my previous video is, please, for the love of God, I had a guy message me, one of my viewers on YouTube, and he was asking me, like, why didn't you warn us about the forums? You should have told us. My family was raped by these people. They raped them with their comments, and oh my God, like a so it was really bad. Okay, so I figured I'd throw a shout out in this video, basically saying, stay the fuck away from the forums, okay? Leave your feedback in the feedback section. For people that don't know how to listen, all you have to do is, you see this shit, you see this highlighted shit? Yeah, all this. This is feedback. Feedback. Stay the fuck away from general discussion at all costs. Unless it's a friendly thread, and people are happy, and people have butterflies. You want to go to those ones. Those ones are friendly. Screenshot sharing threads, which I participate in. I actually have a couple posts with several screenshots in some of those, if you can find them. If you can track them down with the flood of posts on this place. Lost my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, right. So go to screenshot threads and, I don't know, use your best guess judgment. Just don't go to flame threads. Like, half the shit you see on the right side of the screen, like these idiots. Well, some of these are actually pretty, like famous Final Fantasy boss. That's a pretty cool thread. People talking about like their favorite Final Fantasy bosses they want to see in the games and stuff like that. So that's a cool thread. That's a thread you want to go to. Okay. Again, just another reminder, feedback, leave it in here, not general discussion. General discussion is to share ideas and talk about it, but feedback is the serious shit. That's where the head honchos look into for all your, well, feedback. So if you have any ideas you want to share or things you want to improve on the game, leave all your suggestions in any one of these corresponding threads. Remember, feedback thread, right now. Okay? Not the general discussion. Now, I know I'm probably gonna regret this, but this is for you guys. I'm doing this for you guys, okay? To keep you guys out of harm's way, because this place is like Mos Eisley's spaceport, okay? It's fucking vicious, all right? So don't say I didn't warn you. I'm trying to look out for you guys. All right, so let's see if we can find a stupid one, like an example to stay away from. I don't know. This is kind of rare. Damn. Alright, well, this is kind of, well, shit. I think I'm kind of stumped. It's probably not the best day to be showing this video off. Well, like some of the stuff you see here, these are okay threads. Basically, they had to cut down on the amount of times you can comment in the forums now because it was getting really ridiculous, and I think it was like fucking up the servers or something. I don't know, but they obviously did it for a good reason, even though people are still pissed off about it, especially the new people that don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, someone apparently thinks the main storyline is impossible, but yeah, stay away from that one. Well, pretty much all of these usually look like, pretty friendly threads, just basically stay away from flame threads because people like flock to them like friggin' gnats flock to a friggin' lantern or something. So you're just gonna get burned in there. Try and stay away from those. Like this one down here, you want to try and avoid, right here, stuff like that. So basically, I've been getting a lot of comments about people complaining about the forums and telling me like asking me about it and stuff. So I'm just that's what this section's about. So like I said, leave your feedback in the feedback threads. Don't flood the fucking general discussion. For Christ's sake, I'm gonna get Ellen Ripley to drop a fucking nuke on the general discussion one of these days, because it's the only way to be sure to get rid of it. It's too dangerous. We got to start over. We got to have cool threads and not troll threads, because troll threads are never good unless it's really funny. That's the only exception. Okay. God, I feel like a broken record. Sorry for kind of rambling on, but I just want to get that out of the way. If you have any questions about like how much you hate the forums and people on it half the time, because there's a lot of dicks on there that love to argue, but there's a lot of cool people too. So I don't want to, go without saying. There are a lot of cool people on here that use the forums that have brilliant ideas and are really cool personalities, but they kind of get overshadowed sometimes by some of the dicks in the community. So I just wanted to throw that out there just to warn people that have not been unfortunate enough to get burned yet. So if you're gonna create a thread, I highly recommend not creating a thread. I've never created a thread like ever. I think I maybe did one when I had like bug problems like way back in the original game or something like that. But aside from that, I never fucking start threads. I only comment in them, and I do it when I fully 100% know my back is like safe, or unless I'm pretty confident in my stance on something. But aside from that, resist the urge to comment if you have to. Stick to good threads and save yourself the headache. But yeah, sorry about that. Rambling on again. Anyway, beta forums in a nutshell. Okay, so I'm going to show you my grade 6 Linkshell website, our Linkshell website for my friends and my fellow players that are part of it. Now, this is nothing special, obviously, but our buddy Sukaza actually designed a lot of this stuff on here. But it's not the blinged out, most craziest website, but he did a pretty cool job. Sukaza did this little video thingy or slideshow thing. I think he did the banner too. I don't remember. I don't know if that was our other Linkshell member, Frisky, or Sukaza. I'm not sure. But oh, that's cool. I'm gonna like that post. Friend Vi was another one of our friends, was having computer issues, so I guess they fixed it with some new RAM or whatever. And you can see various screenshots and videos we share in here. So this is our chill outside. This is where we basically bullshit, and a lot of the perverts in our Linkshell come to flock over, and you can see some of our crazy conversations in here. Yeah, some of our Linkshell mates are pretty fucking weird, but you kind of get used to them. They're really cool people. So we got like polls going on and shit for our free company. We got forums. We got our Mumble. So if you ever want to chat with us, just hop on. If you have a Guildworks account, don't be afraid to leave a comment. Like if you're interested in joining or want to play with us and hang out with us and be friends with any of us, just shoot up Galoizu, who you see right here. Shoot him up. He's our Linkshell leader. Head over to his page. I know some people were having problems messaging him and stuff like that. So if that doesn't work, just try and comment on our main page. And if that doesn't work, try and figure something out. But or talk to me about it if all else fails. But I'm usually super busy, which is why I say like leave it on here. But we actually have some new people that have joined up and hopped in and started socializing, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's our little website, which hopefully one day we can make into something really cool looking. And also, we're planning on changing our Linkshell name, or aka our free company name. So we're not sure what it's going to be called yet, but we're definitely going to Excalibur, and we don't know what the hell we're going to be called. So we're still kind of debating on that. So if anyone has any interesting names we can maybe use, be sure to shoot them our way. But yeah, we're still thinking on that one. So anyway, that's our website for people that were kind of curious that haven't checked it out yet and wanted to play with us or join or just socialize and stuff. about Final Fantasy. Okay, so that is all the meat I wanted to go over. I probably forgot some stuff. The blog section, I probably will not do. I'll just briefly go over it real quick because I know people are going to hate on me because I'm not doing the blog section this time. But I will have them in the link in the description below. You can see some of the new character promotional art that they have for all the classes, the main Disciples of War and Magic, as well as the jobs up above. They showed off a couple for the Lancer and the Marauder, and the Conjurer and Arcanist with the Carbuncle, with his little booty hanging out on top of the Arcanist's shoulder. So they're actually going to release a wallpaper for PlayStation 3 and PC eventually with all these little character art. So I'll be sure to have that in the link in the description either in this video, depending on when it comes out, or the next one that I upload, whenever that may be. Hopefully it's not too far away. And then the next one that they had after that was a lowrider one where Project Manager M, who does the Japanese blog section, was fooling around with like the in-game data and stuff, and they put a Lalafell on fucking Odin's horse Sleipnir, which is pretty funny. So people were like, "Oh my god, Odin's horse is available! 11111, so awesome! I want that shit!" And of course, like as soon as that popped up, there was like a thread on the forums like, "No, we don't want this horse. It would break the immersion," which I agree with is a little silly, but people were like voting on it and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, the forums that I showed you earlier was like completely fucking tame compared to what it usually is. I'm actually surprised I could not find any troll threads today. So maybe it's a calm day or something. I don't know. But I'll guarantee if you go there any other day, you'll find some crazy shit, especially during like the weekend sessions and stuff. And with all the new players that have been coming in recently. And then the last one that came out was the Lodestone stuff, which I went on earlier, which was basically showing you the link and a brief outline that they updated the Lodestone section for Final Fantasy XIV with what to expect with your character stats and your items and all that shit. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. And then here was the comment thing I was telling you about earlier, where you can choose from different faces in your comments for different emotes. And, of course, he has a helmet on, so you can't see any of them. But, yeah, so that's the blog section. And now we're going to actually head to the screenshot section. Now, I don't know how this section is going to go because, let me just show you, because this is a little crazy, okay? Let me minimize this. Oh, I'll leave that open for now. We'll start with this one. Now, before I get into this, I just want to start off by saying I get a little carried away sometimes with screenshots. Like, I have a serious, dangerous problem with taking screenshots in video games, especially Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, I have almost 2,000 screenshots from Phase 3 alone, okay? That's not including the personal, non-publicly showed off screenshots I've taken from Phase 1 and Phase 2 and Alpha, just for my own personal comparison's sake. And all the shit from the 3 years on the original 14, so 2,000 screenshots just from the fucking beta alone, or Phase 3 alone. That's pretty crazy, man. Like, I'm sorry, but I get carried away with screenshots. Like, I'm a fucking screenshot addict. I get itches when I play the game where I'm like, oh my god, look at this angle. I have to fight it. Like, I gotta screenshot. I'm like, oh my god, but the sunset is so much better now. Screenshot. Oh my god, the dodo just walked into the scene, and it's just, oh my god, there's a dragon, and screenshot. I'm dead. Like, I'll be in combat, like, trying to get, like, the perfect dynamic shots and shit, so I'll just be, like, auto-attacking. You'll see some of the shots. So let's just start off from, like, the ascend and work our way up. So, first shot is just, one of the latest ones I took right after a dungeon run, Brayflocks or whatever it's called, with the fireworks and stuff, screwing around. Here's these couple goblins at the end of that dungeon. Oh shit, my thing's not responding. Come on, seriously, you gotta do this during the video? There we go. Alright, there's the dragon at the end of the Brayflox dungeon, so spoilers if you haven't seen it yet, but yes, this is the giant dragon that you fight at the end, which I think it's Aitar is his name. Aitar or some shit like that. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. Hopefully they make him stronger because he was a really fun fight, but I think he needs some more mechanics like ads or something. I think if they added ads to him like little mini dragons or drakes or some shit for like the DDs to break off, I think that would make it really dynamic. Cuz not just me, like I'm pretty like forgiving and very kind. My friends were actually a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Relentless, I guess. Not in a bad way, but like they're more a little bit more brutal and demanding. So they wanted it to be definitely like they're players that love combat in games and they love the challenge. Me, I'm mostly there for like the story, the world, the exploration, the experience, but the combat is like the icing on top. That's like the bonus for me. So they were basically the ones saying that they wish they had it more mechanics and stuff, and I actually agree with them too on that point. And this is us before going into the battle. I'm on Dragoon, my buddy Spyro, who's the Mikote, aka Mist Ashfall in game. He's also on Dragoon. There's Galuizu, aka Galu, Linkshell leader. He's on Warrior, and then there's Miru, who's our trusty white mage as always, going with the four of us into battle. You can see us loading up here with the dragon, and this is his lair. So like you can see, I've taken a lot of screenshots. I mean, we're at like, I don't even know, like 20 already, so... So there's some various shots that I took after fighting the F boss, or Salamander, I mean. And, yeah, it's pretty neat. I love this place, man. It looks so good. Try to get a couple dynamic shots. There's me trapped in a fucking bubble. There's a Pugil, for anyone that hasn't seen him yet, back from Final Fantasy XI, doing a friggin' uppercut on him. So I'm trying to speed through these a little bit. There's a Goblin... Drake boss. I mean, there's a ton of shit in here, man. Like, I can sit here for fucking hours just showing you screenshots alone. Here's a goblin little house that you can actually run on top of, which I thought was pretty neat. So there's a couple angles of that. Here's actually, I have not seen this before. I am 100% sure this is from Final Fantasy XI, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not, then I have seen it before, but I've never played, I've never actually fought one or seen one in game. Unless it's like a gameplay video on YouTube or something or whatever. But I believe they're from Final Fantasy XI. I forget their names, but I thought these guys were a nice little surprise. I did not see them anywhere else in the game except for this dungeon. So they actually are found throughout in little like packs and stuff, attacking the goblins. So I thought they were pretty cool. Nice new reptilian monster. It's funny because you notice that the goblins' houses are shaped like eggs. Never noticed that until now. And here's one of the Z's bosses you had to fight, the big axe-beak birds. And here's me just running through the forest on my chocobo. There's Goo Boo yawning. I actually started yawning too. That's kind of weird. Lovely foliage. I love like how they did this jungle section. I think this is Eastern Lenosia. This is the same portion where Costa del Sol is, which I also have screenshots of now. Every time I come through here, I instantly think like Jurassic Park or something, because it looks like Isla Nublar or some shit, man. It's got like the dinosaurs, it's got like birds and shit all over the place. It's really cool looking, and you can see the mountains in the background, so it really feels like you're on the island or something. And it's funny enough because Lenosia is an island, so it actually works out. And you see like the tropical trees and everything. So it reminds me a lot of Jurassic Park and Yatunga Jungle, I would say, from Final Fantasy XI. Or Yator Jungle or something. But I'd probably say Yatunga since it's a little bit more wide open. Yator, I think, was kind of more narrow from what I remember. You can see a crashed Imperial Juggernaut airship to the right over there, surrounded by the Goo Boos. Speed along a little bit more. Yeah, like I said, I like just take a ridiculous amount of screenshots. Like it's almost uncontrollable sometimes. I get these urges where I have to take the screens. Like unless I've taken it before several times to the point where I'm satisfied, I have to get like a screenshot of it. Like I have to. I don't know why, but it's just this impulse to fucking collect it, man. It's really crazy, but it's challenging at the same time because you have to go for like the best shot. You got to get everything lined up perfectly still in like a certain position. Kind of like here with the Z's, like getting them in a nice angle with like a background and like enemies like lined up perfectly. Like I'm fucking really anal about that. Like I could sit here forever just like going on about how ridiculous it is, but it's really satisfying though when you capture like the perfect screenshot though. And here's below the bridge. You can see more Z's. They got like this new animation where they stick their head up now. Me crossing the bridge in my chocobo, looking down. Derp-a-derp-a-der. Nice sunny shot with the sun beaming down with the glare effect turned on. Courtesy of my new PC I built, so it looks extra nice and runs extra smooth. Chocobo going, wah, 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 wah. Okay, one more time. Wah. Alright, so, yeah. So I'm going to skip through a little bit, you know. I don't want to bore you guys too much. Now, this part was when me and Spyro were exploring on our chocobos together. We were just traveling around, sightseeing and stuff, checking out the Garland Base, and I must have took at least like 50 screenshots of this area alone. Like, you can see this giant, like, aether hardened mass coming out of the ground, just protruding over the, like, out of the surface of the island over the Garland Base, and it's just incredible to look at. And then you can see Wineport in the distance, which is all that cement and stuff. You see the all the mountains and stuff of Vilebrand in the background. There's the boat docks that take you to the jungle section. And you can see Costa del Sol all the way down there with a lighthouse in the sea. It's just so breathtaking, man. Like, we must have sat there for like 15, 20 minutes just like sightseeing and just sitting there like taking screenshots. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it was that good. Because I guess the sun was setting, or the sun was actually coming up or something. I forgot which it was. But basically, to get to the gist of it, the lighting was getting better, and I just was like, oh my god, the lighting's so much better than it was like 5 minutes ago. Let me retake all the same angles again, but from like a different time of day. So I constantly zoom in and out with the camera. I try and get like various angles, and it's pretty nuts. So you can see one of the Garland bases right here up on the island, right not too far from Costa del Sol, which is a pretty neat juxtaposition because you got this coastal town which is supposed to be like peace and tranquility and enjoyment and vacation, and then you got like a Garland base that's filled with like oppression and destruction and death and everything, and a bunch of assholes and shit. So it's a kind of funny juxtaposition if you look like left and then right. So I thought that was kind of neat the way they set that up. So I'm going to skip through all this. This is kind of just the same shit. Here's an incomplete bar or whatnot in one of the sections in Leonesaurus that me and Spyro found. No one was in it. They haven't put in any NPCs yet, so there's nobody in here. It was just me and him, and my baby Chocobo, of course, following us around. And here's a sightseeing some more. This is the ancient city of Nimh you're looking at right now. So basically, I know I don't know if this is considered a part of Nimh, but all of this shit is where the scholars hail from. They hail from the ancient city of Nimh, and I guess like some war happened or some fight or whatnot, like a civil war broke out with them hundreds of years ago before the game took place, or the original game. And I guess all the scholars like just died out or something. You know, all that remained were the arcanists, and I guess it's an old art or something or job that recently somehow gets brought back or something, and it's centered around Nimh, this ancient city of Nimh, which is located on the same island that Limsa Lamines is on, which is known as Vilebrand, or the region known as Leonesaurus. So really amazing like site here. Now this kind of reminds me of when the heroes are standing like on the cliff in the original, like the very first 14 trailer. I'm talking about like the original 14 when they showed it at E3, where like the Hero and the Rogadin, the Elzen, and all the others are just like, and the chocobo are standing like on the cliff, and they're sightseeing at the waterfalls and stuff. This kind of reminds me of that just a little bit, just a teensy bit. But I thought it was pretty neat. So we did like a slash look animation, and you can actually see us taking a few various screenshots of that. See come rock golems down there, and these really cool floating crystals with like land masses floating above them, attached to them. And there's part of Nimh you can see down there, the city of Nimh. Here's the Cobalt Sanctuary, which is freaking astounding, like how much detail's in here. If you go deeper inside. Now here's me with my own chocobo, Juju, which I named after my parrot, my deceased parrot, unfortunately, that I had in real life. I kept her name alive through using my chocobo by giving my old parrot's name to her. So my chocobo is Juju, and that's how my chocobo got that name. So basically Juju's my companion, following me in battle, and I was just testing her out on or him out, since my bird's a male, on raptors and kobolds and stuff. So here's another part where me and Spyro were taking like screenshots at the resort, and I think this is the same one where I took like 50 gajillion screenshots. Now this is the back of Spyro's character, and I have this too, and all of my other friends have it. I think if you're a legacy character, you get this sign on your back showing that you're like a survivor from the original game. So if you take your shirt off, whether you're a male or female, you'll have that sign on your back, and you can take that on or off. Like you can slash display on or off if you don't like it. But and then there's a bunch of attractive looking female characters in swimsuits. So you see the Colibri on the beach, Costa del Sol, lots of coral. And, of course, you got Makote dancers, which I'm telling you, man, like I'm calling it. I'm saying dancers coming in the game with all these Makote dancers I'm seeing in the game all around. Watch. You watch. The job's going to be dancer. The fucking class is going to be hooker. You wait and see. Now, this part here was actually funny because me and Spyro came across this one player that was completely random. Like, we didn't even anticipate this. They just started, like, emoting with us and stuff, and I started just snapping screenshots like crazy. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. So I took a couple screenshots of the NPCs that were in the area, one of them playing a harp, of course the Makote dancers, and then Spyro and this other character jumped in and they just started dancing with them. So there was like a whole bunch of Makotes just dancing and stuff. So you can see on the far left was the one real player, and then Spyro is the middle one standing still right now. And now he's dancing again. So they're all just like doing their own routine and stuff, which was pretty cool. So it's just like 5 Makote freaking dancing together, which I thought was pretty neat. I actually hope they add that Makote animation for players to use in the future. That's pretty neat. I'm telling you, man, that dancer. I have a feeling it's coming. Have that feeling. Calling it now. So yeah, I took a lot of screenshots. I went a little crazy. Oh yeah, and then all the dancers caught on fire and they all died. The end. All right, no, I'm just kidding. They survived. Wow, holy shit! I took a lot of fucking screenshots of that. I wonder why. So yeah, this is us on. We're just like exploring. We're just like sitting down, and I took a couple shots of us goofing off. Yeah, here's a dungeon run, fireworks going off and stuff. Here was another one. Oh, cool raptor fire flame breath thingy, flamethrower, whatever you want to call it. Awesome. Looks way better than it did in 1.0, by the way. Oh, saplings from Final Fantasy XI. When I saw those fuckers in the game, I was like, no way! I remember when one of those like killed me in Kronstadt Highlands, which was bullshit, but cool seeing them back nonetheless. Little baby Trent things. Oh, this fucking zone. I wish I explored a little bit more. I kind of had to rush through this one in order to get to the Brayflox region. But this was the Great Desert, which I don't remember the exact name, but this was in fucking Thanalan. Holy shit, was this place awesome. Now this is the Oasis, where where you can go and chill out and stuff. It's like a hub with the aetheryte crystal. And then there's like the mining section, but here's like the entire desert itself. Like I just try to take a fair decent amount of screenshots out here. You see the sandworms in the background, the cool sand textures going down. Really awesome. Like it reminds me a lot of like the desert from Ni no Kuni, or Altepa Desert from Final Fantasy XI, or even the dunes and stuff. It's just pretty neat. There's a giant friggin' worm right there, sandworm, which looks a lot like the sandworms from Final Fantasy IV, by the way. The complete collection version on PSP, and then apparently these are from Final Fantasy XI as well. But I've never seen them in 11, so I can't confirm or deny that. But I just go by what people say. Really fucking cool. And then this is the amal'jaa section. Just cool vantage point shots of Zaharak, which looks completely freaking different, by the way, and way freaking better. It's blocked off the heart of the stronghold, but like this is like the outskirts of the encampment. You can just see some beastmen and some of their houses. Which, how the fuck do they even build like a house within a rock? Like how does that even work? Like, it's every time I see those, I wonder that. Like, do they go inside the rock or the mountain and they like have a civilization in there? Like, it's just one little room. It's like a balcony. It's not even a room. God, it's just that. You know, I shouldn't be thinking about it. I'm thinking way too much into this shit. Oh, here's a fire elemental. Here's little Almigo, where the Highlander heroes came to after their city of Almigo fell from the Empire back in the original game. This is a little town that they built for themselves in Thanalan when they migrated here. So that's the story behind this place. It's called Little Almigo, and this was actually in the original Final Fantasy XIV. Looks different, but it's basically the same look and feel from what the original had. Not too much far change, but it's definitely different. And here's these cool symbols of like a griffin, which is really awesome. And here's a Peist out in the Thanalan region, out in the desert somewhere. And oh my god, it's a Goo Boo. Ooh, he's gonna eat you. Nah, he's actually dead. This one I thought was for a quest or something, or I thought he was real. He might be for a quest, but he's definitely dead. And let me tell you something, he's fucking huge, man. Like, you can't really see it in the screenshots I took, but if you basically look at the Goo Boo and then look at the people standing next to him and then look at the Goo Boo behind that one standing there, you can see the size difference between the two of them. Like, he was freaking humongous. Apparently, there was like one guy that participated in the Battle of Cartanu Flat, which is the final battle that you see in the end of an era trailer of the Grand Companies against Garlemald. And apparently one of the riders that fought in the battle rode a Goo Boo. And I guess his master was slain and knocked off him in battle and killed. And I guess the Goo Boo just had no master and he wandered on his own. He wandered all the way from Mordana through like the Black Shroud, and then he came to Thanalan. And eventually he grew so weak that he just stayed put, and the vines and stuff grew to him, and he eventually died, but he became one with like the earth or something. It was pretty insane. Like, you talk to the botanist NPC that's standing in front of him and he tells you all this shit. It's pretty like mind-blowing for just like a fucking Goo Boo. It's a pretty interesting story. Like, you can tell like a mini story just based off that through like echo flashbacks and stuff. It'd be pretty neat. Here's a bottomless pit. You can throw people you don't like on the server off here, and they'll permanently be dead. No, I'm kidding. That won't happen, but that would be pretty nuts if it did. You can tell the forums would fucking blow up if that ever happened. There's a statue of Naldthal, by the way, which is ul'dah's guardian deity. One of the 12, actually. And here's me being a goober, just taking 50 million more screenshots from fucking vantage points. Snowballs! Oh, they're so cute! He looks like a Furby. I just want to hug him and squish him and rip his fucking heart out and kill him. I love Snurbles. And then this area was amazing, dude. Like, oh my god. It was like Captain Crunch cereal all over the place. Just freaking Aether everywhere. It was really cool. Here's Chaos Thrust on one of those Final Fantasy XII Birdman things I was mentioning earlier. Here's more crazy freaking aether sticking out all over the place. I'll tell you right now, I would hate to have fallen on one of those because that would really suck. See if I can find a close-up shot. More awesome shots, angles, and yellow fucking everywhere. I can tell, like, I don't know if you can mine here, but I can only imagine, like, how much aether you can actually dig up. I mean, look at it all. Look at it. It's freaking crazy. It's just all... It reminds me of the non-expected crystals that Atomos used to drop in 1.0. Here we go. Here's a nice screenshot I took. This, I don't know. If anyone played Final Fantasy XII that's watching this video, I forget the fucking name of this. It's in-game in 14, but I obviously play with my display off. But I have a copy of 12 that I borrowed from my cousin. I mentioned this before. I have not started playing it yet. I'm actually in the process of playing Final Fantasy VI for the first time. Loving the fuck out of the game, by the way, but I'm going to be playing 12 next after I beat 6. But apparently my friend Spyro said that these guys are from Final Fantasy 12, along with a couple of some other things that were in the game, in the beta. So I don't know if you guys have or have not seen them yet, but these guys are definitely in here. Pretty cool. And the aggro, yes. So that area is insane. I highly recommend you check it out. I don't remember the name of it, so I'm obviously no help, but if you ask me in the comment section, I'll probably look it up if beta goes live again. And Gold Snurble is so cute. Oh, he's so cute. I just want to hug him and fucking squash his head off. God, they're so mean to Snurbles, but look at them, they're so adorable. Did you know that these guys are demons? That's right, they're called Voidsent apparently, but how is that guy a Voidsent? He's so adorable. He just looks like he's just so tired of all your shit, like his eyes are drooping. Just want to kick him and punt him through a field goal. Poor Snurbles. Oh, here's one of the 12 rocks, by the way. I think that's Ashan, the Wanderer. I think that's his stone. Probably entirely wrong. I forgot, like, half the friggin' 12's icons. I've been slacking on my lore a bit lately. Oh yeah, here's Spyro again, working his moves on the amal'jaa, being a slut as usual. Oh god. Spyro. Oh man. Yeah, you can tell amal'jaa getting a kick out of him. Do. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it. Alright, sorry. I'm just having too much fun with this. Here's a cerulean plant, which, if you don't know what the hell cerulean is, it's basically like the fuel that powers Magitech in the world of Final Fantasy. You would think aether, because cerulean kind of is aether, but not really, because aether is like the life force, sort of like in Final Fantasy VII. It's the life force of all creatures in the planet, and ceruleum is like the energy that runs through it. Kind of think of fossil fuels, okay? That's basically what ceruleum's sort of like. I don't know too much about it, because they haven't really talked about it in detail in the game, or at least if they have, I don't remember it, but that's what powers all the Magitech, all the airships, all that stuff, and that's basically a cerulean plant. And they were in 1.0, but we could never get to them. They were blocked off, kind of like with the gate there. But, oh my god. I forgot I took this fucking screenshot. This is me. Okay, so that's not me, by the way. That's Galu. And there's Spyro on the white mage gear. And I'm the one in first person mode. And Gallo decided to get naked and put on his chocobo mask and start pole arming the guy in the asshole that was doing push-ups in his bed. So, yeah. Oh god, I can't believe he's just like drilling into his fucking ass. Oh, dude, come on, seriously? That one's just like wrong. Oh, dude, I forgot I got this one too. It looks like the girlfriend walks in with her tail sticking up mad. Be like, what you doing sleeping with that Lalafell, motherfucker? Oh, God. Blowjob emote. Can I have it? Oh god, yeah, that's all we do in our Linkshell. We just do stupid shit all the time. Like we may do all the endgame stuff and like get all the gear, but we still know how to have a good time. There's a couple of Kikrin, by the way, sitting in their camp, chilling out. Kikrin Beastmen. Here's a close-up shot. This is actually my 1.0 character that was transported into the game. I gotta make his hair darker. I gotta make it more like dark brownish black like mine. It's a little kind of washed out in the beta, but I was originally gonna change his face to look a little bit more like the beta phase 2 character I created, but I kind of got used to it again. I think I might keep it, just tweak it a little bit, but definitely changing the hair to make it darker. Keeping the hairstyle though, but yeah, that's my character. Oh, by the way, I remember from telling you guys earlier. Who the fuck's that? Oh, who's that? Who's that? Yeah, it's Naoki Yoshida. He's like buried under like 100 fucking naked people getting raped. But yeah, it's Yoshi P. He's just sitting in town on his little Lalafell, and you can see his little Yoshi P icon here, which is pretty awesome. And he did talk to my Linkshell leader too. He talked to Galu. He said something like checking Galuizu because I guess he asked him a question about like the Corselet being for monk only now instead of Dragoon and monk. And Bard, so. And then Yoshi P heard his question, and he said checking for Galuizu. And he actually has a screenshot of it on our website if you want to go check, if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, this is us goofing off with our Chocobo mask, like a bunch of retards. And yeah, everyone was just basically on top of this thing. They're just crowded around Yoshi P. Like he's in the bottom left-hand corner, like right down there. You can't even see him, but. And there's me doing a backflip with the frickin' Dragoon and the firework in my hands. So, yeah, there's another better shot of Yoshi P. You can see his face a little bit more. It's like fused in with his pumpkin head. And then you can see his character profile here and all that, so. Yeah, there was a lot of people. They were all, oh, yeah. Titties, 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 titties. Titties, titties, titties. Big old, oh wait, big old titties, yeah. So this is us fucking around on our black mages, and we weren't even like, this is when we first like really tried black mage. Like we were just we didn't even know what we were doing. We weren't doing any rotations. That's a limit break, by the way, that's going off up there in the sky. There's shit, what the hell is it called again? Fuck, I can't remember it. I don't know why, but I started forgetting it. It's Flare, that's right. Black Mage's Flare ability, which looks freaking awesome as fuck. It eats up like all your MP, and it's not as strong as you think it would be, but it looks so freaking cool, man. So this is just doing every random weapon skill spell in the book, not even knowing what the hell we're doing. And let me tell you, holy shit, do these spells look freaking awesome. So much better than 1.0 shitty ass spell animations. Hands down. And there's actually our Chocobos you can see fighting for us. We were testing them out. The buddy system. So it was me, Spyro, our other friend Wolf in our Linkshell, and Galu. We all had our Chocobos. So Galu's is the Gridanian one. You can see to the left. Mine's the I think mine's the one up ahead, and then Spyro's is on the right-hand side, the farthest on the right. And we were just going up against Sahajin in their lair, just fucking around with them. And that's a cool shot right there at night. I like that one. So here's actually my main characters from 1.0. There's Jerbird, Maru, and Ryoko. These two are my alts. So I have an alt for Lalafell and an alt for a Makote, which I'm going to be changing them both up a little bit. I'm going to change his hairstyle. I'm probably going to change her a little bit. I'm definitely making her boobs bigger, hands down. I mean, come on, why not? Big boobs are awesome. Sorry, just being honest. You can't really see my guy, but dressed in black mage gear. Yada yada. Here's a city of Nimh once again, which is going to be a dungeon. And the, I don't know if it's going to be phase 4, but it's going to be in the official release. It's going to be a dungeon you can enter. So it's going to have a little bit of story to it, probably for the scholars and stuff. Might even see scholar enemies in there. Who the hell knows? Here was a cool shot of the two kobolds like talking to each other with Nimh in the background. Another close-up shot. Here's Ogamoro, which is like a steampunk-like area for the little rat beastmen. Yeah, just tons of really cool vantage points. Like this one looks awesome. Just like the background's all misty and stuff. Kind of looks like the Lost World or something. Really neat. Now this part kind of reminded me of like the Ewok village from Return of the Jedi mixed with like Kashyyyk with the Wookiees and something out of like, you know, Peter Pan or whatever. And I'm just like waiting for like an Ewok to like hop out of the freaking house and be like, "Ah!" or something like that. You know, it's like I don't know. It might be like a Beastman encampment. Who knows? You know, I don't know. It could be like a amal'jaa encampment or something. It could be like a Grand Company base of operations. Who knows? And here's me and Simba sitting up on the frickin' ledge over here. The circle of life. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. By the way, the corals in this game are fucking awesome. Legitimate coral right there. Spotted and everything. And they're freaking huge. There's more of Nimh, like destroyed. Here's some random dude I saw in the distance fighting a giant rock golem. Here's more floating cities and stuff in the Leonesian region. This is an awesome shot right here. I mean, I just got so many. Like I said, I can sit here literally for hours with screenshots. Here's a hermit's house. There was no hermit inside. I don't think he was implemented yet, but I think it's going to be like a class quest for either Arcanist, Scholar, or Summoner. Probably Scholar, because if you look around the house, by the way, really cool shots of Freeze. I got caught here. But if you look around the house, he has like a lot of, he has weights, he has books all over the place, he has like diplomas. I have a feeling you're going to come here for the job quest line for Scholar, just a hunch, because it's basically in the same region as the city of Nimh, and Nimh is where the Scholars hailed from in the lore, and this is right around that area too. So I have a feeling he's like the last of the Scholars or something, or one, well, maybe not the last because there's more than that, just him if he is one, but you know what I mean. Since Loiswa and people from Charlian are too, technically Scholars, from a lore point. Here's a amal'jaa, really cool. If anyone played Final Fantasy XI, remember him right away from, I think it was in Alzabi and stuff. I actually, believe it or not, as much as I knew they were in the game, I had never seen one. I'd never, because I played 11 casually before. I never really played it like hardcore like I do now with 14. But I never got to see them in 11. I only saw them in like screenshots and stuff and videos. But yeah, it was pretty cool seeing them in 14, seeing them in HD and stuff. So there's this one, and then there's this other one that kind of looks like a fucking gecko, which is this one right here. This one looks cool. He's kind of got like the freaking Queen Amidala type neck going on here. Nice close-up shots of the amal'jaa, big-eyed freaking amal'jaa right here. He's actually a mage amal'jaa. Just had to get a glass of water. Or a bottle of water. Here is a Keychron shop where you can buy weapons and armor here for like, I think it's a level 30 range or something like that. Like level 30 plus. So it's pretty cool. Like a little rock shaped like a Keychron's nose and little ears. And he sells wares for you. Alright, so showing more screenshots. More Keychron village sections, little NPC shops for the Keychron selling this stuff. Now here's a Death Gaze from Final Fantasy XII. This is one I mentioned earlier. This is actually a Fate boss, like a gigantic. Like you can see the size comparison of me next to him. Like I'm pretty fucking small. Let's see if I can get a better image. Yeah, there's his face right there. Kind of looks like the Alien Queen a little bit. With like two giant ball sacks with spikes on them coming out of the side of its head. And here's like a regular looking coral. Kind of looks like a lion more than like a leopard or something without the spots. Looks pretty neat. Ooh, I'm looking at you, motherfucker. So yeah, there's a nice full body shot. Pretty cool. Nice to switch up the variety a bit. Some kobolds here. Oh, here, by the way, this is the giant sea serpent that was in the original Limsa story campaign from the original 14, and now it's extinct. It's actually dead. So that's what happened to that giant sea monster that everyone thought was a Leviathan. It's like, oh my god, it's Leviathan! Which I thought it was Leviathan too until they confirmed it and showed what Leviathan actually looks like, and yeah, so that fuck is dead. And you can see in the background a couple little crabs from Final Fantasy XI, little snippers. Took a couple screenshots of them. There's the giant sea serpent yet again. And there's me joining the Maelstrom. The greatest fucking Grand Company. No, I'm just kidding. I love the man. all the Grand Companies are really cool. But that's actually my rank in 1.0, second Storm Lieutenant of the Maelstrom. So, representing. Love the red. Oh yeah, here's a little Easter egg. Wedge and the tiny Bronco. And then the other guy's called Biggs. So Biggs and Wedge here. And then the tiny Bronco's the airship that crashed, so you'll... Spoilers! So yeah, these are some of the main characters. Here's Minfilia. Some more characters from cutscenes and stuff. I don't want to dwell on them too much. There's one of the new Legatai, the female Legatai, and the male, who is... I think her name's Lucia or something like that. And then, I think I got it wrong. I know it starts with an L. L and U. I think it's Lucia. And then the guy back there is Nero, who's one of the other Legatai, who is really freaking cool. I'm going to skip some of those cutscenes because I don't want to spoil too much of that, so I'll go right to the Ifrit ones if I can. Let me see if I can load it up. Here we go. So here's Ifrit being a little bitch as always. He's going up for Hellfire. And there's this flamethrower. I tried to get a good Hellfire shot, but I couldn't really get one. Explosion in the background. More flamethrowers. It's me tanking them on Warrior. So yeah, Ifrit fight, pretty awesome. Enjoyed it. Skip more of these cutscene parts. I don't want to spoil too much of that for you guys. Oh yeah, by the way, look at this fucking douchebag, monkey-looking motherfucker. He's like, hi guys, I'm an asshole. Alright, sorry, I just wanted to show that. I thought that guy looked hilariously dumb. I laughed my ass off when I first saw that. Here's Mutamix Bubbly Pots. This is the guy that knows all the secrets about materia. He's going to teach you all about him when you find him in the game. So the story will actually show you to him, and you'll meet him. And he'll tell you all the secrets about materia and how awesome it is in this game. Because I guarantee you everyone's going to be using that shit. Just like we did. So you can see Papalymo and Yida in the background. There's Urianger writing in the book. There is an awesome looking scholar's book right there. A couple of Mauls just sitting around bullshitting. There's like an NM right there in a fate battle. The bigger amal'jaa you see in the center, someone was fighting. Skip past this a little bit. Alright, Thancred. Skip past here. A couple moles. Mole. Graveyard. Nanny goats. Damn. By the way, I don't know if I pointed this out yet, but god damn does Minfilia have some big ass titties, man. She got a cup grade, I'll tell you that right now. Here's all the main characters you're going to meet in Final Fantasy. This is a little bit spoilerish, but I'm not going to show you the dialogue so you don't know what the hell's going on. So you got Urianger, Papalymo, and Yida on the left. You got Y'shtola, Thancred, and Minfilia on the right, and me in the center. So Y'shtola, which I used to call her Ishtola, but I remember I've learned that Y in Makote is Y-A-H, so you pronounce it Y'shtola, so it's Y'shtola. So Y'shtola, Thancred being a little pimp as always. There's Papalymo. There's Yida. And there's Urianger in the background, reading books and being a nerd. And god damn, she has some big ass titties, dude. Holy fuck. I'm telling you, you go back and look at her in 1.0, she was like as flat chested as a fucking iron board. But damn, dude. I don't know what she ate in the past 5 years, but god damn. Alright, you can tell I took a lot of screenshots. Anyway, oh, look at my character. Look at those white ravens that are totally useless now. Joke's on you. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Titties. Ooh. Aragnite, I think it was called, yeah, Aragnite, right? Aragnite. Final Fantasy 11, Simpers from Final Fantasy 11. Little fishers. Oh, look at the chocobo sleeping. He's so cute. It's cool because the chocobos actually pace around and stuff in their pens, which I thought was a nice little touch. Kind of like the ones that would pace around in Winders. There's more pice that are out in the plains in Thanalan, right outside the city. There's a black-looking Z's right there. Looks really cool, kind of like a crow straight out of hell. Here's a fate battle. Here's a friggin' street fight that you get later on in the game. Here's a Gigas, which was one of the final bosses in Copperbell, which I thought looked pretty cool. There's the blob I was telling you guys about earlier, the fucking flubber-looking bitch. And then these guys, oh man, this shit was so funny. Like these guys right here, they come bursting out of the walls like at certain points in the dungeon, and it's so cool because when I went on my second run, we're like, oh, here comes the Kool-Aid man. 3, 2, 1, Kool-Aid! Oh yeah! So he bursts out of the wall. It's so awesome. He just starts like fighting him with his big ass axe. I thought that was pretty cool. And there's some goblins and shit outside Copperbell. Still looking funny as always. And there's a Goo Boo up in a tree. A tree that's on fire, by the way. Here is the Soul Flare, or Mind Flare, whichever one you prefer calling them. There's, I think that's the Omni Slash, or the Limit Break being done on him. So I try to get as many cool dynamic screenshots, but there's so much flashing lights all over the place that I couldn't really get a good one. Here's a demon from Final Fantasy XI they brought back in 14. They actually have the Scythe. He's a Dark Knight, so you see the sickle he's holding right there, or the scythe, I mean. A Grim Reaper scythe. Like I said, there's like fucking lights all over the place. You can't really see him that well, but there's a slightly better shot of him. And then here's Cesta fighting. And here's a couple of good screenshots. Now, Galore actually got a better one of us here, but this is the Pirate's Den, where we were screwing around, posing here. So we call this the Scarface shot, where he's got his mountains of cocaine all over the fucking table. And he's got his little midget slave and his sex slave on the table and his bodyguard on the left, which is me. And yeah, we were kind of trolling ul'dah a little bit with our nose shirts and chocobo helmets. It's kind of funny. And here's me trying to do backflips with the frickin' what the hell is it called? It's not Dragonfire Dive. Oh god, I'm having brain farts tonight. But the one that you do the backflip on Dragoon to lose hate. It's going to drive me crazy, but basically I was doing that and trying to like time it perfectly for a screenshot while taking a firework out, so it looks pretty neat. It's kind of pixely by using the in-game screenshot, but I thought it looked pretty cool the way it came out. There's another one. Super kind of pixely. Looks like shit. But yeah, I took a few of those. He wanted me to take some screenshots. There's me with my dark light gloves and my militia robe. Giving people the claw. There's the Bard animation. I was taking some screenshots of Spyro. Oh man, I got so many of these. Here's me on top of my Goo Boo. Inside of a house. Talking to, I don't even know what. Goblin, amal'jaa, and Kikern inside the Arcanist Guild. Here's the moon. I took a lot of screenshots, man. Just like, look at all these people in fucking ul'dah. Just freaking standing on top of each other and shit. There's a couple of my friends in our Linkshell. There's Nicolo, and I can't remember who that is. Oh, that's Caden. Caden and Nicolo. And there's me cheering again with my favorite emote. Titties, yeah. Titties, 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 titties. Love this pose, man. Looks so good with the dark light and the friggin' dark steel Habergian. Love it. Oh yeah. Mikotes. Cha cha cha. Mikotes. Cha 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 cha. I'm having too much fun with this. Oh god. Oh my Jesus Christ. Get that out. Oh dude, what the fuck? Michael Jackson friggin' Mighty Joe Young looking motherfucker. Ooh, hotness. By the way, this is the that is the Mining AF costume worn by the mining guild leader, which I forget her name. Amal'jaa inside Linkshell, fireworks, blah 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 blah. Here's some like crazy spoilers, which I probably shouldn't be showing you right now. There's a gargoyle we're fighting. I'm actually gonna skip over this because I don't want to show you guys story stuff. Jesus Christ, so many fucking screenshots I took, man. I'm a little sick at how much I took. It's a little ridiculous. I'll try and go a little bit faster. Here's a couple dynamic shots I took of some lovely young ladies wearing some very nice Japanese formal clothing, it looks like. Thought it was nice. There's Big Titty Rogadin female Merwib, who's my favorite leader. With her office, you can see her musket, and like the whole background and everything was really cool. And this is actually in Phase 2, I believe, when I was on my other character, playing through the story. Mandragora! Giant jizz coming out of the ground. Lovely. Sleeping chocobo. Oh, he's so cute! Oh my god, that bomb looks like it's gonna eat your fucking dick or something. Yeah, I took a lot of screenshots. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. I think I took as much as I possibly could in here. Let's just show you a couple more screenshots here. So Goo Boos, yawning, pugils, the sheepies. And yeah, this was my other character that I created at first. That was the one I was originally going to switch to, but I think I got used to my other character, my main one. So I'm actually going to switch to this one, which I can show off Carbuncle. Now, Carbuncle I think looks really nice in here, but I think they should patch him up a little bit, kind of iron him out a little bit more, because he still doesn't look like he's fully textured. So hopefully they make him look a little furrier and tone down the brightness on him a bit, because he is a little bit too bright and glowy. Because if you look at some of these shots of Carbuncle, you notice he kind of looks like he's bleached out. Where this one looks a little bit more surreal, or not? Well, not surreal. That's probably not the word I'm looking for. He looks a little bit more physical. This one he kind of looks like he's just like a night lamp. But he looks really good though. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he looks fantastic. But you notice like on the tail, hopefully like he looks a little bit more fuzzier and stuff, and a little less smooth. But looks good though. I think he looks great. I love his face, like his little mouth and his nose, and can't wait to play as Arcanist. He looks great. So got those. Let's see what else we got here. A couple dynamic shots. Here's a lovely wench. I thought it was a cute looking Makote inside Linkshell. There's the goblins in them again. Carbuncle. There's a nice shot of a tower in Linkshell. A couple more waitresses. Nice looking. I love this new costume for like the casual wear that we were talking about in the forum section. Hopefully they give us like clothing like this to wear while we're in the cities, because that looks like some Pirates of the Caribbean looking stuff right there. I like that. I like the design of the sleeves and the vest and the sash, and it has like these black mage looking socks going on. Looks really, really Final Fantasy-esque, mixed with like some Pirates of the Caribbean type of flavor onto it, since it's in Linkshell. A really cool hairstyle on the Rogadin. Also wearing formal wear. Here is the Leminzen Armada's flagships that they soar out for the Maelstrom across the sea when they're battling Sahajin and stuff, and the Imperials. This is the Culinarians Guild, aka the Bismarck. So, yeah, there's some more Makote hookers going around town, sleeping with people, showing themselves off. God, love those Makotes. Such dirty cats. Here's Carvalane, who is one of the leaders of one of the most famous former pirate gangs in Limsa. Now he's no longer a pirate gang. He actually is a quote-unquote do-gooder now. So you'll find out what happened to him if you played the original. He is actually the leader of... it's not the Sanguine Sirens, because those are all female pirate gang. It's not the Bloody Executioners, because that's Hellfire's gang, which is the most deadly pirate gang in Limsa before they all joined up with Admiral Merlwood Blowfishwind to form the treaty for peace treaty to defend Limsa against the Empire. So they're basically not bad guys anymore, technically. They are in their past, but they're basically good now. So, but they still have their tendencies. So that's who that is. And this is like his crew that are like watching over him and chilling out with him. Here's the Culinarians Guild yet again. Here is the Musketeers Guild, which is now fused with the Marauders Guild. They're both in the same tower, which is called the Coral Tower. They used to be separate. The Marauders Guild used to be on the boat, but now they moved it into the Musketeers Tower since it's not implemented into the game yet. And they figured it's a lot easier for people just to go to the same place, since they're all basically one and the same army. So you see the Makote firing off the muskets. Pretty cool looking. Here's some Marauders training, swinging their axes and stuff. Awesome looking sky with freaking stars all over the place. Looks really good. Lights look really nice. Took a couple screenshots because I like the backdrop here while I was looking at Carvalane. There's the airship docks in Limsa. Let's see what else we can find here. Man, look at those freaking floaty things on there. It's so like detailed. I don't know if that's like the jellyfish's ball sacks or something, but those are some detailed ball sacks, dude. Look at them. Look at them. Look how round they are. They are so beautiful. Oh my god. There's guys. Oh, dude, this is like a total meme pic. Look at that. Look at those eyes. He's like, dun dun dun. Shh. I had to take this pic. It looks so funny. I love dodos. Such funny little birds. Try to get a couple dynamic pics of them. And little sheeps, little caracal ewes. They got the little bells strapped to them. So cute. Took a bunch of screenshots of them. Here's a chocobo with no armor on. All natural chocobo. Here's the windmills in Limsa. Let's see if I can find more of the farmland. Here we go. Here's the sheep in their pen. I really like this area where you can see like all the animals in their pens and stuff. And you got all the farmers doing their work. And they're all doing like certain animations. They're inside houses, talking to each other, tending the cattle. Here's like their own domesticated dodos that they got in the pen, which is pretty neat. Took a couple screenshots of them. Now, this was actually really, really sad. This was a dying chocobo that was, like, really sick, and they had to, like... It was basically on its last, like, few hours or something, so that's why you see the guy, like, really sad here. So that's pretty depressing. I was like, oh, look at all this cool stuff. I'm like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, this is kind of sad. I'm just going to, like, go back over here where things are all butterflies and happy. So you got the chocobos over here, full... all natural chocobo, no armor, no nothing. Here's some of the vegetable fields that they have out here in the farms. It's really cool. You see pumpkins all over the place. That'd be great for like the Halloween events. There's just freaking crops all over. It looks really good. Really nicely detailed. Here's mandragoras someone's fighting. Here's the dodo pen again during the day. Got some more dodos. Really cool stuff. I mean, look at all these NPCs. It's just all doing so. It just feels so lively. They're all just moving around and doing different things. They have speech bubbles and stuff, so they have things on their mind that you can read. Skip past here a bit. Oh. yeah, titties, titties, big old fucking titties. Sorry. Oh my god. Alright, I gotta get out of here because this is just like so good. So fucking good. Nom 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 nom. Alright, so this is spoiler territory. I'm gonna click out of that. Don't wanna risk it. Now for the final section. This is Primal Carnage. I took a screenshot from there, so I was playing as Raptors. Anyway, here's my main character again. Here's my sexy retainer. Here's my other sexy retainer. Here's my main character again with my crafting gear on. The close-up shot. Here's one of my favorite gear sets in the game, the Templar armor, which is worn by Ishgardian Templar Knights. So I still hung on to it. Here's my little Lalafell Maramaro, which I named after Maramaro from Blue Dragon, because I fucking love that game. Yeah, pretty cool screenshots here from the opening cinematic. Then there's Y'shtola and Urianger. And there is the last screenshot. So that is actually going to wrap it up for today's episode. And there's my desktop background you're staring at now. My dynamic theme. But yeah, that's going to end it actually. I'm going to do a beta thoughts video probably tomorrow, or well, let's see, if tomorrow is Thursday, then either tomorrow or Friday sometime, hopefully hopefully tomorrow, because if I don't do it then I'm never going to do it because I'm going to be so busy with the beta as usual. If you have any questions at all or concerns, just shoot them up to me. I'll have all the links in the description. Have any questions or whatnot, just let me know. If you got anything hateful to say, like I've seen in the past, leave those comments too if you want. I'll block them or delete them so I get them out of the way. If you have any suggestions you want me to go over in the future, be sure to let me know. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next episode that'll be coming out, which will be my thoughts on the beta and going over basically like an overall gist of it. So if I don't have it out tomorrow or the next day, I'll most likely have it out Sunday at the latest, hopefully. So I'll probably get some new screenshots just for that section to save up for. So I hope you found this video informative. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, peace.